I might have an idea, but it's crazy.
I love crazy ideas. They made me rich.
Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 ways Godzilla vs. Kong set up future MonsterVerse movies.
You always believed that Skull Island was like hollow Earth come to the surface, right? And that's where Kong's ancestors came from. Through the entrance in Antarctica, we could help him find a new home.
The whole theory of an ancient rivalry stems from Iwi mythology.
I'm of the same opinion.
But why?
For this list, we're looking at dangling plot threads or questions introduced in the heavyweight monster throwdown that might have implications for future MonsterVerse projects. If you haven't seen Godzilla vs. Kong yet, monstrous spoilers ahead. Which of these movies do you most want to see? Fan-fic in the comments. Also, let Warner Brothers know we are available to collaborate. Number 10. Skull Island Timeline. A lot has changed on Skull Island since Kong's first outing. Kong's Skull Island took place in 1973, whereas Godzilla vs. Kong took place in 2024, meaning the big ape had precisely 51 years to wait to take on the King of the Monsters. Not only has the place since been ravaged by storms, but the native population has also been reduced to 1, as the last of the Iwi is Gia, a child who is deaf. How did Monarch manage to construct an impenetrable dome around the big guy? Not only could these questions be answered in a pre-sequel, but we also want to know how the island reacts to Kong's absence. Do the skull crawlers rise up? Number 9. Monarch Exploration. While it's Apex that seems to be developing all the cool tech, something tells us they aren't going to be around anymore.
Oh, shit.
Indeed, it seems they, like Icarus, flew too close to the sun, or hollow Earth, and were punished for their insolence. However, they did happen to give Monarch exactly what they needed to fuel their expeditions: the Hollow Earth aerial vehicles, or HEAVs. Specifically designed to resist the counteracting effects of opposing gravitational forces, the HEAVs make Hollow Earth exploration possible. And who knows if Monarch will stop there? What's next? Space?
What do you mean? 2 words. Interstellar travel.
Number 8. Mecha precedent. Okay, not every invention Apex came up with was golden, as evidenced by Mecha Godzilla. Still, seeing as the Titanium Titan nearly ended his namesake, not to mention Kong, you can't help but think that strategy could work just as well against another Titan with a lack of backup. Though they failed to make an appearance in Godzilla vs. Kong, let us not forget the flock of followers Godzilla gained at the end of King of the Monsters. Rodan, Behemoth, Methuselah, and oh god, what the hell is that? Great, so assuming we're out of giant tissue paper, why not whip up another mechanical monstrosity and let it take out the ones we don't like? Giant spider, giant spider, giant spider, giant spider, giant spider. Number 7. Kong Survivors. Getting Kong to go along with Operation Hollow Earth would have been impossible without Gia, who remains the only one thus far who can communicate with him and provide reassurance. Though Monarch and Apex's intentions were not entirely pure, there was serious evidence suggesting Kong's ancestors came from the hidden world, and that he might reunite with his kind. Not an empty promise per se, or a hollow one, haha, just a bit naive, as Kong doesn't exactly get the welcome wagon upon arrival. Still, we can't help but wonder if someone is waiting for Kong down there, thus not making him the last of his species. Hey, if it happened for Manny the Mammoth, it can happen for Kong.
We're not the last ones anymore!
Number 6. Grudge match? Godzilla and Kong do not exactly leave on great terms, but they did come together for the briefest of moments to take down a common enemy. Still, we can't help but shudder at the sheer animosity they exhibited for one another during their skirmishes, particularly from Godzilla. Perhaps Godzilla took one last look at Kong while the dust settled and thought to himself,
Next time, baby.
we'd hardly blame either of them for wanting to call it a day, seeing what they've been through. But like Dr. Andrews said, there can't be two Alpha Titans. Maybe they'll care for the Earth like two divorced parents with Godzilla on the surface and Kong down below. But who's to say what happens when one crosses that line?
So if they meet again, who bows to who? Is that it?
Now, I spent 10 years on that island studying him. I know this for sure. Kong bows to no one.
Number 5. Professor Kong? One of the most shocking developments from Godzilla vs. Kong was easily the revelation that Kong has since gained the ability to communicate with humans via sign language.
Did the monkey just talk?
While we always knew he was smarter than the average Titan, this was definitely one giant leap for human-Titan relations. Now that Kong is under the careful supervision of Monarch and Hollow Earth, it seems plausible that his intellectual development would be furthered. While we're not saying he'll become as sharp as Caesar from Planet of the Apes or Professor Hulk from Avengers Endgame, the marriage of smarts and strength could make him an even more daunting adversary.
Best of both worlds.
Number 4. Crossovers.
Commence uplink. Engaging uplink.
Pilot engaged.
If there's one thing Warner Brothers loves, it's giant monster movies. One franchise that seems tailor-made to intersect with the MonsterVerse is Pacific Rim, as the inclusion of Mechagodzilla could pave the way for humans to pilot Jaegers in the fight against the emerging kaiju. Plus, it doesn't seem like that franchise can continue without Godzilla and company powering the box office.
Okay, you know what? Plan B.
Another Godzilla vs. Kong plot development that opened the door for crossover appeal was the introduction of Hollow Earth. Maybe we could run into Brendan Fraser's character from Journey to the Center of the Earth down there, or better yet, The Rock's character from the sequel, who is secretly the same character from Rampage. Come on, WB, we are pitching you solid gold here.
Okay. Oh, very funny. It's very funny. We're all very impressed.
Number 3. Titan Chasers. This would be an off-kilter sort of spin-off, but one that could reap great rewards. In Godzilla vs. Kong, Madison Russell recruits her friend Josh to help her locate Titan conspiracy theorist Bernie Hayes. But it's really his brother's storm chaser van she's after.
To be clear, my brother can never know we took his van.
Josh, to be clear, even if we got into an accident, I don't think you can tell.
No.
We know Madison isn't going to get out of the Titan game so easily, so who's to say she and Josh do not remodify the van to track Titans instead of storms? Titan attacks have already been compared to weather phenomena, and this would be the next logical step in the MonsterVerse to prevent mass human casualties. Ooh, and what if Josh's brother is played by fellow New Zealand actor Taika Waititi? Oh, just take our money.
Some people freak out a bit about the age difference. They think, what's this 96-year-old lady doing with a guy 4 times her age? And, I don't care.
It doesn't make any difference.
No, they can call me Cradle Snatcher. Who cares?
Number 2. Kong, Hollow Earth. This movie seems like the logical next step for the MonsterVerse, seeing as it was basically set up in Godzilla vs. Kong. Sure, having Kong in Hollow Earth in a place he can truly call home could be a satisfying place to leave the character, but you gotta know he's gonna be getting in plenty of scrap with other Titans while he's down there. Also, though we know Hollow Earth is the birthplace of the Titans, there are still a lot of questions to be answered in that regard. Are Titans still being produced as much as they once were? If so, what does that look like? And will Kong be able to reclaim his status as king? Find out next time on Kong. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Ancient Rivalry. We know prequels are hardly ever good and only serve to remove the mystery from something. But this is one movie that's practically already written.
This won't end until one of them submits.
In Godzilla vs. Kong, we learn that the two species have had many an encounter over the years, even if they didn't involve those two combatants in particular. Whether these battles took place above or below ground, a whole movie featuring nothing but titans could be really cool. Hell, Kong's ancestors even made an axe made out of the bones of a prior Godzilla. If that doesn't describe the most metal MonsterVerse movie, we don't know what does. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.